Hey y'all, what's up and welcome back to my channel. We're gonna go ahead and jump right into the video. So starting off, I'm gonna take my makeup wipe and wipe her entire face to remove any excess dirt or previous makeup. And then moving over to brows. So she already had her brows microbladed, which was honestly perfect. So all you have to do with that is just lightly fill them in. And then I'll be taking the Morphe brow pencil in the shade Java. I'll also be having all the links and products down in the description box. Also, a huge shout out to my model today, y'all. This video and idea just came out of nowhere at the last minute, and I needed somebody like ASAP, and she ended up coming, y'all, and she was just such a vibe. She was so sweet. We did TikToks, girl. We had conversations. It was just so nice and such a vibe. So yes, you will definitely be seeing her more on my channel, so stay tuned for that. Now I'm just going to conceal the bottom halves of her eyebrows with the 16-hour Camo Concealer by e.l.f. using their concealer brush. And one tip I like to tell my students when it comes to eyebrows is I sometimes like to drag the concealer from one side to the other, making a straight line across so that I can see that my eyebrows are even and aligned with each other, and then doing the same thing to the top as well, but we'll get to that later with the foundation. As you can see here, I'm just pulling that concealer down from her eyelid and using it as an eyeshadow base for our eyeshadow so that it comes out more pigmented and more true to color. And then I'm going to be setting that concealer with Laura Mercier in the color Translucent. So I sped this part up just a little bit just so I can tell you guys on what happened with this eye look. So basically what happened was I was trying to follow a TikTok, I guess you could say hack. So what they did was put the lighter base on first and then the darker on last. And I usually do it the reverse way, which dark first and then light second. So yeah, I tried doing that hack and it literally just came out like hideous. The eyeshadow was breaking up. It was super tacky. It wasn't just sticking the way I wanted to. So yeah, and I only put this in there just so I can show you guys that things do happen, and as an MUA you have to literally keep on going and make the best of it. So she was a model, not a client, which made things like better, because if she was a client I would definitely have to just like start all the way over with the eye and just, you know, redo the whole thing. But luckily I got it to able to look decent and we just kept on going with it. Now moving over to the eyeliner, I'm going to be using the Sephora Precision Liquid Eyeliner in the shade Black. So I did apply her falsies off camera, and then I jumped right into the moisturizer, which I love, is from Pond's, and I applied that on her forehead, her chin, and then both sides of the cheeks. Now that she's all moisturized, I'm going to go in with the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, and I'm going to apply that in the same areas and moisturize that in. For foundation today, we're going to be using the Maybelline Superstay, and I usually like to use between 2 to 3 shades depending on the client and their skin color. So I first like to use the darker shade of foundation on the outside perimeter of her face, and then moving inwards, use a lighter shade, and then I'm going to buff this out with my Real Techniques Instapot brush. Then using my Real Techniques Beauty Blender, I'm just going to buff that all into the skin to give it a very seamless look. For concealer, I'm going to be using the Tarte Tape Shape in the shade Deep Sand. Then when it comes to applying, I'm just going to apply it on her chin, the top of her lip, the middle of her forehead, going down the bridge of the nose. And then for under the eye is a new technique that I just learned. Is like you put a very little bit in the front of the eye and you leave a gap in the middle, and then for the ends so you can raise and lift the face. You want to just draw a line going right past the eyeshadow. Now I'm just going to blend with the light patting motions. for nose contour, we're going to be using our cream contour stick by Black Radiance. And girl, this is literally my favorite part, okay? So because I cannot get into detail, like describe it to y'all very good, I just want y'all to look and learn for this part, okay? To set her face, we're going to be using two different translucent powders. One is Laura Mercier in the shade Translucent, and then we're going to use one of my new faves, Accosmetics, in the shade Butternut Beige. Another tip that I tell my students before they set under the eye is to go in with a beauty blender and pat that in first to make sure there's no creases, and then go in with the powder and set. So for contour, I do like to use a powder contour, so I'll be using the Morphe contouring palette. Now to sharpen up our contour a little bit more, we're going to go back into our translucent powder and go right under our contour, doing a straight line down. Now using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, we're going to press into our skin everywhere that we set that powder. Then using the Juvias Pallet blush palette, we're going to apply that to the apples of her cheeks. Then again, using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, we're going to use our Instapot brush from Real Techniques and press that into the skin. Then setting the outer portions of her nose contour using the Laura Mercier translucent powder. Then for her eyeliner, I like to use the NYX Jumbo Eyeliner Pencil in the shade Black. Now I'm just going to blend in her falsies with her real eyelashes using the Maybelline mascara. Then to highlight, I picked up a random highlighter, so I cannot think exactly of which one it was, but I am going to list it on the screen when I find out. But I'm just going to place that on her cupid's bow, the inner tear ducts, and both sides of her cheeks, and then a little bit on her nose. And now moving on to lips, we're going to use the KKW Nude 3. And I'm just going to fill that in with a random nude that I found from a beauty supply store. And then to top it off, I'm going to use a nice clear gloss and mix that in. So to top this look off, I'm going to be spraying my Morphe setting spray, and then after I let that sit, I'm going to just pat that in with the Real Techniques Instapot brush. So we are finally here at the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. And please comment down below any recommendations that you guys may have. I look forward to seeing them. And yes, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.